Hi everybody, it's a bit noisy, hopefully not too bad, but then again, around here it's noisy all the time until nighttime. Ooh, bees are in the new garden. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you all of the garden, the new garden that we finished up, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. You have to have a little bit of happiness in life right now with all the craziness. So here's what our flower bed is looking like right now. So we've got all the fabric down and we have edging back there, and we're going to slip that all in, where's my hand, all along here, because I had dug that all out. So all along the sidewalk I had gone in there with a shovel, then a trowel, and cleaned it all up, and then put the fabric down, go like this, tuck the fabric in, and it was this way, and then filled it all in, and then pulled it back up and over. And what we're going to do is bring pots out here, cut the bottom off of them, and then sink them into the ground, and then that is where we're going to grow stuff so that we don't have to worry about weeds. So right now I need to get the edge in, and we'll see what we can do with all of that, and we will go from there. Okay, so I brought a bunch of pots out that we had in the back, and these were all sitting behind the potting shed, and they've been there for 2 years. Haven't used them. So we are going to actually dig them down, put them in the ground, and then these are what we'll plant in. Some things will be put in here permanently, like this one here, and that one there will be ferns. Our neighbor has ferns and she wants to get rid of some of them, so we'll do that. And then in the back, for now, what we're going to do is we'll put glads in those, and like again, cutting out the bottoms. And then I think maybe next year we'll have the larkspur that I'm going to save seeds from the front, can plant those in between. We'll just see, but it's too hot to do this now, so we're going to come out this evening and start cutting the fabric. I got to cut the bottoms off, so I'll cut the bottoms off this afternoon, and then we will start putting them into the ground, and then that way that's where we'll fertilize, that's where we'll add new compost, and that'll take care of our weeding, and then we want to get mulch. So I will be back. Just wanted to show you what this garden is looking like. Beautiful. I mean, look at those roses. So we've got the pink ones, we've got the larkspur or delphinium, what everybody calls them, the roses that are coming in, those ones are starting to go, more roses down here, but I mean, it's just beautiful. So that's what I'm hoping for the other garden. So it's the next morning, and as you can see, we have a beautiful, beautiful day. This one's going to be a bit noisy. They're working up on the road again, but last night I was out here cutting bottoms out of my pots, and so these ones have all been cut out. My long ones in the back have been done, and then my bigger ones. So out here right now I have 7 more that I need to cut the bottoms off, and then I want to put a pot between the long ones as well. Now the reason I'm doing all of this, let's chat about it. So the reason I'm doing all of this is I want as little work in this garden as possible, yet I want it to look beautiful. So we had topped it up with compost, we put the fabric over top of it, and now we're cutting the bottoms off all of these pots, which I think I mentioned before, and I'm going to drop them into the ground and leave them up probably about 2 inches, because we're going to put the mulch in there, of course. And then also I want to get the water line into it, and I'm going to drill through the side of the pot to get the water line into it, so it's not like up and over the edge of the pot. And then some of the things that we'll be planting in here will be perennials, that they'll just stay. But like what I'm going to do in the front pots is I have calla lilies. One variety is called Flame, and so it's called yellow to red with a bit of orange in it. My other one I have no idea, it's just a beautiful yellow calla lily. So I'm going to plant a row of those here, rotating them. Every other one will be a different color. And I plan on putting some 3 dahlias out here. I'm going to split that my iris up so that it's one at each end, and then one in Dad's garden, which is over the other one over there. And we're gonna get glads planted out here, and I can't remember what else I was putting in pots, I don't know. But all I'll have to deal with is the pots each spring. I can add a bit of compost to it, a bit of fertilizer to it. We do not have to weed, and it's going to be a whole lot easier to maintain it. We might put some nice tall pots out here just to give some height to it. But that's what I'm going to be doing. So what I've been using for cutting pots, for my smaller pots, let me show you. So here's my Dremel tool, and as you can see, I got this kind of a blade on it. Hold on, I don't think we're focusing. Got that kind of a blade on it, and that's what I've been using for the round pots. Now for those oblong, the longer ones there, what I did is I used this just to get a hole into it. Because this one, it was sort of melting the plastic and would fly up and land on me and burn me. So I just put a slit into each one of them, and then I switched over to my jigsaw to cut the bottoms out of it. Now the other pots that I have here, I'll just be able to use that other one. So like I said, for the other pots that I have to do yet, I'll just switch back to my Dremel tool and use that one instead. And I think I need to go get my hat on because it's a warm one out here today. And I mean, it's, what is it? It's already, I think, like 22, 24, and it's not even 8 o'clock yet in the morning. So I want to try to get as much done as I can, get the rest of those done, and then I need to start cutting the fabric, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that as we continue. But I'm hoping to get this done today, but it's a big job, so we'll see. So I'm going to go get that hat, and I'm going to get to work. My mom's helping me so I can show you what I'm doing. I got a heavy-duty X-Acto knife, and all I'm doing is going to the edge of the pot and then going the other way. See if you can see that. Hard to do it when I'm not holding on to the pot, but thanks, Mom. I know, it's my worst one. But as you can see, I have 8 pieces in here. That's how I'm cutting, so I can tuck them down. All right. Well, I tried to beat the noise, but I don't think I've made it. So here's our first row of pots that we have sunk down into the ground. So I think that's 14 of them. Now these planters here, as I dig the dirt out, it's just going in there. Now this one I've started. And so we did do a few changes. So what I realized is if we lifted up the pot out of it before this hole was dug, there was a line of dirt all the way around it. So then what we did is we just jabbed scissors into it and then cut out to the edges that we needed to cut out to, and that worked better than the X-Acto knife. Now these pots are deeper than the other ones, so I got to go down deeper. So what I'm using is this. And so I've dug out once, and I'm going to do this again, loosen up the dirt and dig out more. So I'm going to keep going. So this is the stage that the garden's out now. I came out and did some work yesterday, did some work now. The chaos that's happening in the backyard, I'm so angry. But this is what it's looking like. I've washed it off. We've got this mulch here that we're going to put in here. I don't know that we have enough. I think I'm going to have to go get another load. So we got the calla lilies here, we got the Shasta daisies, some Rebecca, still need to get a fern in here. I've got glads in all the beds down here, and then got to get more compost to cover those up. Everybody has got lines to them. I just have to staple them into place once we get the more compost and stuff. I think it's going to look really beautiful once it's done. And so we're just going to work on getting that done and go from there. So it's I keep getting my fingers in the way. My old phone, that didn't happen. And I don't have it in my handset right now. So, but yeah. So I will show you what it looks like once we got the mulch done. And then I got some more planting to do. And then it'll be the glads. We'll be waiting for the glads to come up. And there it is, our new flower garden. All done, really excited. The bees are buzzing around in there. Let's just go and take a closer look. So the front row, as I mentioned before, is the calla lilies, and they'll be yellow, then ready yellow. Ignore the noise. And then up here I have 3 shorter dahlias. And then back there is my iris that, of course, you saw pictures of it earlier, maybe. I have photos. Maybe I'll make sure it's in the intro. And in the back, I've got delphinium. I've mixed them together because they're small right now. And the bees are just all over. Let's see if I can get up there. All over, like the big, can you see it? I hope it's in there, but a great big bee is in there. There it is. I mean, look at it. Isn't that cool? He's very happy. And there's other ones. So those are in there. Let me back up without tripping. So a bunch of these calla lilies, I started from seed, and that was a job. I'm not sure if they'll all bloom this year, but some of them are blooming. So this is the second year. I've got Shasta daisies, Rebecca, the ferns we just dug up this morning from our neighbors. They said come over and dig them up. Of course, we still have the red rose that's in here, and we're just really, really happy with how this garden turned out. Now I have a sneak peek to show you on the next garden that we're going to be working on, the next flower garden. So let's go take a look at that. So there it all is. We went shopping. Actually, we got all of these at Walmart, didn't we, Mom? So all of these at Walmart, we're just going to pull them out, put them down on the driveway, show you what they look like, and then I'm hoping on Friday to start working on our apple orchard garden. Big changes are going to go on there. So this we're going to get to. So here's a better look at the flowers. Got them all laid out. I just love this green. So up there on the hill, you can see those 2 pots up there. Let me go in, zoom in. There, those 2 pots. These flowers are going to go into those 2 pots along the edge there. And you can see a rose bush, that's coming out. The apple tree is pretty much dead, that's coming out. So I'm going to get up there and do a major rehaul. So that's my next project. But let's zoom this back out again. Aren't they beautiful? I mean, look at the reds in here with the green. So the end of each basket is going to have this, and then I've got these mandevilla, I think they're called, but they're going to hang over the edge. And you know, you can see this, look at, like right here, you can see this growth here. So I'm really excited about that hanging over the edge. And then we've got these really pretty petunias that are going to go in there. Now in the basket, there's some purple ones. The purple ones are not going to go in those baskets. I have another big pot up there that needs to go. And then we're just going to add a little bit of white to it. So those are what the flowers look like. So it's time for my chat. Now done with the flower garden, and now this is our next project here. With all that chaos that's going on in the back, we just got to do something that's going to make you happy. And the flowers are definitely making us happy. So I will see you in the next video. So goodbye for now from my mini homestead.